There was one time in history when a grizzly bear was the least dangerous thing in America. Picture this. You're walking through what would one day become California. The sun beats down on endless grasslands. In the distance, you spot a grizzly bear. Your heart races. You freeze. But then you hear it. A sound that makes the bear's growl seem like a whisper. Something is moving through the grass behind you. Something bigger. Something that sees both you and that grizzly bear as prey. Welcome to prehistoric North America, a continent so terrifying that modern predators would be considered harmless by comparison. The terror bird. Let's start with something that sounds like it came from a nightmare. The terror bird. Imagine a bird. Now imagine that bird is 10 feet tall, weighs 300 pounds, and can run at 40 miles per hour. Its beak, designed like a battle axe, powerful enough to crack bones with a single strike. These weren't scavengers, they were apex predators that actively hunted mammals. And here's the terrifying part. They hunted in packs. Imagine sprinting through grasslands, hearing thunderous steps closing behind you, turning around just in time to see a giant bird hammering its beak into you like a battle axe. There's no climbing to safety. There's no outrunning it. You're just prey. Terror birds dominated South America for millions of years. When the continents connected, they migrated north, bringing their reign of terror to North America. They were so successful that they're considered one of the most efficient predators in prehistoric history. Now, before we meet the next nightmare, I want you to do something. Look at the comments right now and tell me, which creature do you think was the most dangerous in prehistoric America? The terror bird we just covered? The short-faced bear coming up? Or something even deadlier? Drop your guess below, because the answer might surprise you. And while you're down there, let me know if you'd survive even one day in this prehistoric nightmare. The short-faced bear. Remember that grizzly bear from the beginning? The one that seemed terrifying? Meet its prehistoric cousin, the short-faced bear. And short-faced is misleading because there was nothing small about this creature. Standing on its hind legs, this bear reached 12 feet tall enough to look into a second-story window while standing upright. It weighed up to 2,000 pounds. Its legs were longer than any bear alive today, meaning it could chase down prey at speeds up to 40 miles per hour. But here's what made it truly terrifying: its jaw strength. The short-faced bear had one of the most powerful bites in mammalian history. It could crush bones like we crack walnuts. And unlike modern bears that are omnivores, this was a hypercarnivore, meaning its diet was almost exclusively meat. Imagine being an early human in North America. You've set up camp, you've started a fire, you feel relatively safe. Then you hear branches snapping in the darkness. You look up and see two eyes reflecting your firelight, eyes that are 12 feet off the ground. There's no fighting this. There's no reasoning with it. Your only hope is that it's already eaten. This bear was so dominant that it's believed to have delayed human migration into North America for thousands of years. Early humans took one look at this continent and said, "Yeah, we'll wait." The American lion. Now let's talk about something that makes African lions look like house cats. The American lion was the largest cat to ever exist in the Western Hemisphere. It was 25% larger than modern African lions, weighing up to 1,000 pounds. Its territory stretched from Alaska to Peru. But size wasn't its only advantage. This lion was built for pursuit. Long legs, powerful shoulders, a bite force that could crush the spine of a bison in seconds. Here's what's fascinating. We found evidence of these lions hunting in coordinated packs, similar to modern lions. Except imagine a pride of these massive predators working together. A bison herd wouldn't stand a chance. A mammoth calf? Easy prey. And if you think you could climb a tree to escape, think again. Evidence suggests these lions were capable climbers, using their size and strength to pursue prey into places other predators couldn't reach. The American lion wasn't just a predator. It was an evolutionary masterpiece of killing efficiency. The saber-toothed cat, Smilodon. When most people think prehistoric predator, this is what they picture, the saber-toothed cat. But here's what movies get wrong. Those fangs weren't for biting through bone. They were precision instruments. Smilodon's canine teeth could grow up to 11 inches long, but they were also relatively fragile. So how did they use them? Ambush. Smilodon would wait in dense vegetation, perfectly camouflaged. When prey passed by, a bison, a young mammoth, even a ground sloth, it would leap onto their back, using its incredibly powerful forelimbs to wrestle the animal to the ground. Then came the killing blow. Those saber teeth would pierce the throat with surgical precision, severing the jugular vein or windpipe in seconds. The prey would be dead before it even understood what happened. But here's the most chilling part. Smilodon's jaw could open to 120 degrees, twice as wide as a modern lion. This meant it could deliver that killing bite even on prey with thick necks and heavy musculature. Imagine being grabbed from behind by something with the strength of a bear and the precision of a surgeon. You wouldn't even have time to scream. We're only halfway through this prehistoric horror show. And here's the thing. We've been focusing on land predators. But the oceans, the skies, the dire wolf. You've heard of dire wolves from fantasy stories. But the real animal was somehow more terrifying than fiction. Dire wolves were 25% heavier than modern gray wolves, with more powerful jaws and larger teeth designed for crushing bone. But their true strength was their pack mentality. We know this because of the La Brea tar pits in Los Angeles, one of the richest fossil sites in the world. Thousands of dire wolf skeletons have been found there, and they tell a fascinating and horrifying story. Many of these wolves died trying to rescue pack members who had become trapped in the tar. They heard their family calling for help and rushed in, only to become trapped themselves. This reveals something crucial. Dire wolves had complex social bonds and would risk their lives for each other. Now imagine being hunted by a pack of these animals. They're coordinating, communicating, strategizing. One wolf distracts you from the front while others circle behind. There's no escape because they've already planned for every direction you might run. Modern wolves occasionally attack humans. Dire wolves, with their size, strength, and intelligence, humans would have been regular prey. The giant ground sloth. Wait, a sloth. On a list of terrifying prehistoric animals. Yes, because the giant ground sloth was nothing like the slow-moving tree dwellers we know today. These creatures stood up to 20 feet tall when on their hind legs and weighed up to 4 tons. They had claws that were over a foot long, claws designed for digging, but equally effective as weapons. Here's what made them dangerous. They were unpredictable. The American cheetah. North America had its own version of the cheetah, and it was built for one thing: speed. The American cheetah could reach speeds of 60 to 70 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest land animals to ever exist. But unlike African cheetahs, which are relatively fragile, the American version was more robust, built to take down larger prey. Here's the fascinating part. Scientists believe the American cheetah is the reason pronghorn antelope are so fast today. Pronghorns can run at 55 miles per hour, far faster than any modern predator in North America needs them to be. Why? Because they evolved to escape the American cheetah. Even though the cheetah went extinct 10,000 years ago, pronghorns still run as if they're being chased by them. The Columbian mammoth. Everyone knows about woolly mammoths, but the Columbian mammoth was larger, more aggressive, and more widespread. These creatures stood 14 feet tall at the shoulder and weighed up to 10 tons. Their tusks could grow up to 16 feet long and were used as weapons during mating season battles. Here's what made them dangerous. They were unpredictable. Modern elephants kill more people each year than any other large animal in Africa. They're intelligent, emotional, and when threatened or in musth, a hormonal condition, incredibly aggressive. Now imagine a Colombian mammoth in musth. It's 30% larger than an African elephant. Its tusks are twice as long, and it sees you as a potential threat. There's no outrunning it. There's no hiding from it. The Glyptodon. Picture an armadillo. Now make it the size of a Volkswagen Beetle and give it a spiked tail like a medieval mace. That's the Glyptodon. This creature was covered in armor plates that were virtually impenetrable. Its tail club could shatter bones with a single swing. And while it was primarily an herbivore, it was also incredibly territorial. Here's the terrifying part. Glyptodons were likely very aggressive during mating season. Males would fight each other using those tail clubs, and the impacts were powerful enough to crack their own armor. Now imagine accidentally getting between two fighting Glyptodons, or stumbling into a mother protecting her young. That tail club doesn't care if you're a predator or just in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're not prey, you're just collateral damage. So there you have it. A time when grizzly bears were genuinely the least of your worries. But here's what keeps me up at night. We've only found a fraction of the fossils that exist, which means there were probably creatures out there that were even more terrifying than everything we just covered. Creatures we'll never know existed. Now I want to hear from you. 3 questions. First, which creature from today's video shocked you the most? Was it the terror bird that could outrun you? The short-faced bear that could look through your window? Or one of the others? Second, if you could bring back one of these creatures to study safely, which would it be and why? And third, here's the big one. What if these animals hadn't gone extinct? How would human civilization be different? Would we even be here? Would we have developed differently? Drop your theories below. The best comments will be featured in my next video, where we're diving into prehistoric ocean predators that make Megalodon look friendly. So subscribe to Lost Worlds Chronicle, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next journey through Earth's forgotten worlds. Thanks for watching.